Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Since many have undertaken to compile a narrative of the events that have been fulfilled among us, just as those who are eyewitnesses from the beginning and ministers of the Word have handed them down to us, I too have decided, after investigating everything accurately anew, to write it down in an orderly sequence for you, most excellent Theophilus, so that you may realize the certainty of the teachings you have received. Jesus returned to Galilee in the power of the Spirit, and news of him spread throughout the whole region. He taught in their synagogues and was praised by all. He came to Nazareth, where he had grown up, and went according to his custom into the synagogue on the Sabbath day. He stood up to read, and was handed a scroll of the prophet Isaiah. He unrolled the scroll and found the passage where it was written, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has anointed me to bring glad tidings to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim liberty to captives and recovery of sight to the blind, to let the oppressed go free, and to proclaim a year acceptable to the Lord." Rolling up the scroll, he handed it back to the attendant and sat down. And the eyes of all the synagogue looked intently at him. He said to them, "Today, this scripture passage is fulfilled in your hearing." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord.
So good to have Mass again. Am I the only one who gets squirrely if we don't have enough Masses going on? It's just good to have it back. I mean, in many reasons for me, spiritually, personally, and financially. That'd be one of the announcements. If you remember to bring last week's collection, that would be a beautiful thing. Starting in the Middle Ages, when death was always just around the corner for our Catholic ancestors. And this is the reason why the image of the Grim Reaper is in Middle Age art. And it's part of the history of our Catholic artwork in the Middle Ages. Death was always just around the corner. Babies were born. And when a baby was born back in those days, it was the first of anticipated many babies to be born within each given family. And why is that the case? Because that's the natural way for most of all of history. Then also there were periods in history where baby only had a 50% chance of living. And the moms did not have a 100% chance of making it through. Some babies would survive and some would not. That was the reality of our Catholic ancestors. So, what meant a big deal to our Catholic ancestors were the names and the baptism for the baby. Meant a lot. And if the mom died in childbirth, which was not uncommon for our ancestors, the midwife, and usually they were taken care of by the women, the midwife, if the mom died, would cut into the mom to get that baby. Why? Of course, to save a life. But what was most important to them was, make sure while that baby has breath, baptize and have a name. So, for a number of our Catholic ancestors, that's all that they had with the life that they had. A name and their baptism. And this is just an illustration of the faith of our ancestors. That was good enough for their child. And I realize that does happen within our communities these days. When a baby is born but doesn't live past the first day. Name and a baptism. It's hard, but your faith tells you that is enough too. As far as being baptized, you're being baptized into God's Forgiveness, kingdom, everlasting life. The stakes were high back then. So, what has happened with baptism since then? I think things have changed. And one of the big changes is, I don't think we fear death the way our ancestors did. I don't think there's a general fear of death, especially having to do with childbirth. And there's a lot that's good about that. And also, as you know, we don't fear the reaper, so to speak. We don't need to get classic rock on you here, but we don't fear the reaper anymore. We don't have that image anymore. Why? Who's become the reaper? It's not a skeleton with a sharp item. We become the reaper with what happens in the womb. Did you see what happened in New York State this past week? We are the reaper for life in the womb. So we're not afraid of some skeleton figure. But anyways, things have changed with this. And so for us, these days, baptism is more like a ceremony, a tradition. It's nice, we do believe it washes away original sin, but for our ancestors, it was a ritual of salvation. And baptism was as serious of a commitment as marriage is. We'll get to that in a second. In the second reading from Paul's first letter to the Corinthians, he names off body parts in the context of us all belonging to the same body. And he uses this as a teaching technique. He talks about our bodies, which is relatable to all of us. And then he expands it as far as everybody has a purpose and a job to do in Christ's name. And just as important as your eyes are, so are you if you would work for God's name. But Paul says, the body is not a single part but many. Eye cannot say to the hand, I don't need you. You can't say to the feet, I don't need you. You're not thinking about these things now when they're all healthy, but when you get unhealthy, then it really does hit you how important they were. And Paul said this, as it is, God has placed the parts for a particular reason. Body parts, and you and I can all tell them. He tries to get that at the point. You have been placed on his body for a particular reason, as he intended. There was a time when a man could look under the hood and into an engine of a vehicle or a tractor. You can't even look under the hood of your car anymore without looking at a second hood these days. But there was a time you could have an initial visualization of the parts, function, and placement of everything under that hood. And the whole apparatus was one. And you notice, if one thing goes out, just the plugs, what happens? We count on all the parts working all the time. You see what kind of culture we've become of taking for granted the parts always working, and when they don't, how that's a crisis for us. Anyways, we count on it to get us here. Your body parts, you're going to count on it to get you home. Parts of your vehicle. Every individual piece does have its function. Mechanical parts need each other, and living parts do need each other. Otherwise, there will be the stall. We're given a birth name. That's our start. It used to be given to us at our baptism. Those two were combined. Most popular birth names these days are not Christian. You can reflect on that if you want, what that means. Actually, the Old Testament names are more popular than saints' names these days. That was the inheritance of the baby that they left with. If they died young, at least they had that saint's name. Later on, see how many names that you get in life? Your nicknames. We get that. If you have loving families, very quickly you're given these names of affection that just kind of come out of the blue because there's just something about you, your characteristics. And then later, who gives us our names? Peers will give us our names because we do things around our peers that we wouldn't do necessarily around our family or parents. Again, particular qualities. Sometimes they're the good qualities, sometimes funny, sometimes annoying, but it's a part of who we are. Just because I'm a priest doesn't mean I've always been a good guy. But names that are not good, very insulting to people. And I even did that in Catholic school. It was horrible, just looking back at it. We even get these humiliating nicknames. But even that has a purpose, as strange as that might seem. For any of you who've gotten those humiliating nicknames, because you have to face it. Is this who I am? And what am I going to do about it? And some people say with that, to heck with this. I don't want to have to be dealing with being viewed like this my whole life. So that's why some people leave their small towns or whatever. Anyways, we get all these names because we're in the game of life. Paul said this, in one spirit we're all baptized into one body. That's where we go. While we're in this world, the body of the church, and then the next world, that body. We become another part of the body after we leave our mom, a different body. Now you are Christ's body, is what Paul said. That's the effects of that, right there, baptism. And individually you are parts of his body. And he said this, some people are going to be apostles, prophets, teachers, those who do mighty deeds, those who do healing, assistance, administration, speaking in tongues. And I'll add this, especially in our community, the trades, people have practical skills. Everybody has this gift. Everybody has a role. You might be a nose, you might be an eye, you might be a finger, but you're attached to a body to serve his purposes. As your body needs its parts in our machines, you ain't gonna make it home without it. The body of Christ needs the parts. We take for granted that the parts are just there. Part of it is we don't know how to put anything together anymore. A lot of us. And that's part of the problem. Somebody else will do it. But the body of Christ needs its parts, just like anything else. And the parts of the people. And if we don't know how to put anything together, we won't know how to put that together as a church. Under the hood, or let's say under the roof of this church, or under the roof of our Catholic school, this is going to be the beginning of Catholic schools. If God looked under the hood, what would he see about the parts? As far as we are the parts, if we're baptized into the body, what would he see about me? The baptized. We're meant to serve with our particular functions. His part of the body, the church, his body, what would he see? I think looking down he'd see, man, some of these parts have been running for 40, 50, 80 years, you're crying out loud. I haven't had to replace this part yet. Ain't gonna be around forever though. But the old style works the best, it seems. Then the parts from the last 40 years, those baptized, the modern type. I don't want to say it's like plasticky, but where are all of those parts right there who are baptized into my body? I have a purpose for them. Where are they? What machine are they in? What do they serve? I needed them here, and in that school. I needed them here to keep things running. There is a commitment at baptism by parents. And it's so important. Look at our 7 sacraments. That is backed up by 2 other adults, godparents, to raise that child within the body of Christ. Everyone has a purpose. And anybody who's a working person out there knows this. And this is the reality of our world now that we're living in. And I'm saying it's going to happen spiritually too. Not enough people paying into something, you're not going to have enough of a payout later on. It's one of the reasons why, back in the day, you forced your kids, until as long as they're under your roof, you forced your kids to go to church and to Catholic school. Why? A payout. Not necessarily for you personally, the parents. What kind of community and world do you
you want the faith to take so the faith can shape things around. It's not just about the good of your soul. It's one of the reasons why our parents did that. Not enough people paying in, it's not going to be a payout. If any of you retired in particular companies so far, you know about that. And so, this is the part about body and heart. As Jesus put his body on the front line in the mission of all that is good, you heard the things that he was willing to do. So must the Catholic baptized person put themselves in the body. A detached part lying on a shelf or attached to a body that it was never meant to be attached to is useless. It's dead, or it's just potential. No putting into the body of Christ means no pain. That's why we're living in the world that we're living in. And as you depend on your parts to work, so does this church for the greater causes. Got to be in the body to serve the purposes of Christ.